Okay, so this is pre-DHL sending of samples. All labelled, so A, B, I'm only going to go through what's interesting. So A and B are nylon in the sense that they feel a bit softer and they have a PU coating on them. C and D are regular polyester. The gram weight's a little bit high. Polyester tends to feel a little bit more brittle than nylon, and depending on what kind of coating it has. E and F are really interesting. F is probably the best because it's the ever so slightly lighter weight. It's about 60, it's about 53 GSM. But the silver coating on the back, if you hold this up against the window and compare it to material that does not have this coating, so for example this one or the original, you will see that this blocks much more light. It needs to be facing the sun, and this is silver coating on one side as opposed to two sides. And the shade effect is much greater with this coating, but the GSM is still relatively low, so it will be suggested that a sample be made a full size with this material at least to test it, because the advantage of this for the shade effect will be much greater. And most tents and sun-based products will have this coating for the premium effect. It's really very good. This is probably the best fabric because it's the lightest in weight. It's 40-45 GSM. I've used a lot of this. I had some excess left from a roll, which I still have, and it's just the best fabric. It does have a PU coating on it, which means it crinkles a little bit, but it's the nicest fabric that we've got. It's the most relevant in GSM. These are slightly higher weight. This pattern is the same, since the yarn structure is the same as the original. This is higher GSM but for the bag. These are just for reference samples, and this is an extra sample which I have for another project, so I'm including it here. Very high GSM weight. It has a PU lining, I believe, on it. I can't remember if it's got a PU lining or not, actually. It's not a PVC or obvious TPU lining, which is waterproof. But either way, it's much heavier. It's common and much heavier for the bag effect, in the sense that the bag feels more heavy duty. I would go for something like this. Standard colours, just to give an idea of standard colours, each different factory would have different standard colour list, but rather than making up our own Pantone colour, we could go for something which is a bit more sort of standard. Here we go. So in terms of the blue, I think we can go for, this one would be good, 64, 95, 137, and we can mix it with, I don't know, the 52 and the 37. Here we go. For the clips, there's the two sizes which are referenced, and I'm just sending one of each because I'd rather keep these here as a reference for me. Let me go forward, and I've attached one of each onto sample fold which I've arranged. It's the right diameter, so it's 13 by 1. 13 is the OD, the outer diameter, and 1 is the thickness, with inserts, and you'll note the same punch lines. And these are anodized. I've got one each of the clips attached, and you'll see that they're anodized inside too. Okay, this is the only colour that was available for anodizing, and they're all bungeed up too. Length is a little bit longer than what's needed. So all this will be sent. I'm actually waiting for another fabric sample for the nylon, lower GSM weight than this. It's about 34-38 GSM nylon with a PU coating too.